These are my 15 favorite players in Ultimate Team. Beautiful people, what's happening? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is coming in quick fire. Fuego. If you could and you should and you would, comment section. Favorite players. I didn't say best. Hit me with a list. Guys that stand out for you. Criteria is simple. Your bias. I'm giving you 15 names side by side. If you agree with some of these players, make sure to drop a like on the video. Hook up the YouTube algorithm. Did I mention 15 names? And I see you in the comment section. I see you on Twitter. Your own personal suggestions. Let's get busy as we do on this channel. Listed in order. We're going lowest rated and then trending upward. Tecatito, the C word that cannot be spoken. Jesus, the Mexican variation. Is there a more overpowered foot item? Right here, right now, with an 85 overall, still getting busy. Swerving and curving. Boasting and bragging. Swagtistic. He has the swaz. Every single iteration, update, shift, change, gameplay, meta, impact. He's got all the goods. Can I get a vamos one time for the one time? If not, and I probably should be looking this way, face to face, give me a hashtag organics. Kareem, the dream. Still arguably the best SBC we have had in FIFA 22. Still giving you all those ins and outs. Attacking positioning 101. I don't care about rating. And this is the best version of any of the Benzema upgrades. And it never usually goes this way, but it's the lowest rated of all of his items. You don't need me to detail. You've experienced using Kareem or going up against him. He's official, has a whistle, will teach you French and a lot more. Perhaps the most underrated striker within our era, because he was often overshadowed when Cristiano Ronaldo was at Real Madrid. From passing perspective, understanding of the game plan, the runs that are being made, the facilitation, the knockdown, the finishing, the characteristics, the traits. It's all there. Let's move and groove. And I'm not saying this is the best version of Hernandez, but I have the red variation specifically with the 86. Therefore, he's gotten massive minutes, serious playing time. I should discount double check. Just a reminder. He has 383 matches played in my club. This guy doesn't go anywhere. Hard to replace, hard to replicate, and in my case, free. One of the few players we have received via rewards, technically as 3 informs that are gonna all be very comparable, who can still fit into starting 11s and make a case for being one of the best or most influential fullbacks in FIFA 22. It's not Christmas time, but we have Santa Claus. I might have used that play on words time and time again. This is the right back version of Hernandez to a certain degree. I'm not gonna go out of pocket and say that they're a direct comparison, but they're both French, both an 86 overall in my case, and both taking playing time off a lot of other eligible candidates. Again, came out at a later stage, but 176 games played. That's reputable. That's plenty of weekends, key moments in division rivals, and I don't really grind division rivals either. Moving, grooving, just shooting down the flank. And I would argue that Mr. Klaus is a little bit better on the ball than the likes of Hernandez. Just putting that energy into the universe or the FIFA ecosystem. Super biased. I'm standing by that. Tyler Adams, of course, previously was at the New York Red Bulls, then went to Leipzig, or is currently at Leipzig, U.S. national team, co-captain. Had the pleasure of playing FIFA with and against this man on multiple occasions. And I just made a video with a full USA team, and of course, he was running the show into the middies. Did I mention this is biased? Hashtag organics. Nasty, Neymar, flashback, just for the dynamic image alone. And many of you completed this item, and I feel that he is a slight improvement. He is zooming, he is expressing, he is finishing. I'm not necessarily always on the bandwagon of the Neymar train, Not saying that plenty of the players on this list aren't meta, but I like to have some fluctuation in my choices and my selection. It's not always going to be cookie cutter. I'm surprised he hasn't played more games in the club, but either way, he is providing more than a contribution per match. And that's where you're looking at games played, and then how many goals and how many assists do you have. Add those together. You do a little bit of light division. You have a foot equation based on what type of asset if you're looking for direct measurables. Talisca, if you know, then you know. Gets busy and just keeps getting upgraded, and you had free information when you completed this SBC. You knew you were going to get not only a 1 to watch, but that he already had 1 inform secured, and now he's doubled up 87 and growing. And he's always kind of been a club icon for yours truly. There's been multiple FIFA installments where Talisca has been able to deliver constantly 5 stars. This is my list. Brand spanking new. 70K, spend it, or you would have already spent it. I want to implement or incorporate a few of the newer players as well that I've really enjoyed using. Charisma, of course, is viable for the Travella. Now with the 5-star skills and the 5-star weak foot, ultimate expression. Also, I would never want to run into this guy in a back alleyway. Looks slightly intimidating. I'm sure that it has some stories. Or it's all a front, but I don't think it is. Something about a bunch of neck tattoos just says you shouldn't mess with that individual. Another Portuguese player that I'm excited and I'm happy that I've been involved for the entirety of his career. I say another because you always think, of course, his brethren on the other side. Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7's finest. Are you using the FUT birthday? Did you pack the FUT birthday? Did you spend on the FUT birthday? Best icon pack that I've had this year. If you've been keeping up with the channel, we have Cantona. And of course, if you can get the 90, the 93, the 94, by all means. He's a W across the board. Stands for win. Probably should look that one up in French. I feel like we could have put that together. And as a stat room stuffer, and I will say this as a slight disclaimer, Cantona has also made time off the bench, so it can be a little bit misleading, but 132 matches, 79 goals, 51 assists. He's in line with that same getting at least something on the board statistically every single match, which matters to me with attackers. And I think that it does give you at least some sort of measurable when you're looking at God tier or upper level elite. Even though the game isn't always measured solely off goals or assists, if you're dealing with premium attackers and they're taking up one of those key placements over the course of weekend leagues or just playing online in general, you need output. There has to be some sort of return of investment. First owner, you see that. Back to Portugal. Nani, just introduced or reintroduced. Reminds me of the Nani foot item that was a team of the season. Also completely overpowered with the 5+5. Now you have those links in the Serie A. Makes it a little easier to bring together a collective, a squad without any sacrifice. Has a certain demeanor or cadence on the pitch, the way that he moves and the confidence and the composure in those key attacking areas, being able to finish, being able to have that rhythm, that dance and that prance, that 2-step that is just oh so necessary. Do you think Nani deserves some sort of icon item, or would you put him maybe more as a hero by the time that he retires? I'm listening. Icardi, relatively similar to Benzema, but I'm in love with Kareem the Dream, and Icardi now gives you that same level of contribution, but he's doing it with the links out of the Ligue 1 and the PSG greens. If you're making some sort of meta team, or if you want to do some sort of hybrid, this is a viable option. That might be an understatement. He just scored so many key goals for yours truly. Ironically, in real life, going to PSG might have collected a payday, but we really got some wasted years of maybe potential Icardi greatness. I've always rated him as a striker, but I just don't think that was the best move for his career if we want to see him actually be on the pitch, getting playing time. With that being said, we might not have received this flashback item. I could be wrong. 79 games played, 56 goals, 19 assists. Again, he's giving you more than one. We're averaging out in that correct area, and the medium work rates are aligned. This guy's positioning, quality, a true natural striker. Tony Cruz is cruising. Put this man in some sort of sports model. We're talking vehicles, because he's actually going to be able to drive, actually going to be able to accelerate, actually able to move side to side. One of my favorite players in real life, and we just never had a form of Cruz greatness virtually because some of his characteristics do not translate to FIFA greatness. And I reckon his price tag might even drop a little bit more. So you'll be able to get this as a more affordable midfielder, but you're just not going to have a version specifically with Toni Cruz that is this usable, period. The Saint, who's actually a demon on the pitch. Brand spanking new. Give me that Gucci headband or whatever designer brand you want to bring attention to the crowd, to the audience. You want someone that has that one-man counterattack? Gonna make it hurt a little bit. You know what's coming, you can't stop it. Welcome to Sundays, where the Saint has been converted and now he's blessing you. Or he's gonna cause a lot of harm, just depending if you have him on the offensive end or if you're trying to stop the guy. One of the most decorated and overpowered players we've seen in FIFA over the past 3 or 4 seasons. Starting with his baseline gold. Does not matter the rating. Right when the game drops, instantaneous value. And this is his first major plug in FIFA 22. Zhao Concello, my favorite fullback easily this year. And I appreciate his versatility where you can move him into multiple positions. Left back, right back, center mid, holding mid, box to box. You can play him as a winger. I think you're starting to reach a little bit if you want him as a natural true striker. But even as a false 9, it's possible. And these players aren't often created or replicated in FIFA. We see a lot of stats that coordinate to certain positions, but not that many guys that have true versatility. And last but not least, and for 2.5 million, I know it's a lot of coins, but I don't feel that he's overpriced. This is the version of Messi you need, you want, you desire. You get the full expression, you get all the upgrades. He's now got the burner to go with the twinkle toes turning. That's almost solely unique to Messi this year. You get 2 or 3 touches where other players have more of a singular touch. If you understand, if you get that, you should co-sign it. Messi is brilliant. Outside of the box shooting, if it's on his left, second to none. Those are some of my favorite players currently. Let me know in the comments section. If you have not subscribed, it's free to do so. Turn on some notifications, ring that doorbell, and I have a lot more coming out ASAP.